And I'm living proof of that. This is like such a trial and error for me. This virtual world, I'm not used to this. I'm used to being live. I'm used to being filming. Yesterday,
I
I
was
was
able to
able to
film.
film.
I
I
felt
felt
so
so
like
like
I
I
can't
can't
explain the
explain the
feeling I
feeling I
got.
got.
Like to
Like
be
to
able
be
to
able to
hold my
hold my
camera
camera
and
and
film.
film.
Like
Like
I said,
I said, I
if I didn't
if I
know
didn't know
before that
before
filming
that
was so
filming was
me,
so me,
I knew it
I knew it
yesterday
yesterday
because I
because
hadn't
I
been
hadn't been
able
able
to film
to
in
film
such
in
a long
such a
time.
long time.
And to be
Okay.
And
able
to
to
be
do
able to
that,
do that, it
oh my
was, oh my
gosh,
gosh,
it was an
it was an
amazing
amazing
feeling. It
feeling.
really
It
was.
really
I was
was.
like,
I was
wow.
like, wow.
Live. Yeah.
Right,
Right,
You
right.
right.
messing up.
That was you, Cynthia.
That was me.
That was you. That was you messing up a little bit.
It's all right.
It's all
It's
right.
okay.
It's
Hey,
okay. Hey,
listen.
Uh,
listen.
After all the
After
stuff
all
that
the
I
stuff that
just
I
went
just
through,
went through,
you were
you were
tired.
tired.
My
So,
goodness.
So,
all right, y'all.
all
So
right,
well,
y'all.
it's
So
listen.
good to see
listen.
you, ladies.
I know
I
it's
It's
so
good
know
to
good
it's
to
see
I
so
you,
see
good to
you.
ladies.
know.
see you.
I know
I
it's
We're
know
gonna
like
it's
hold
like
tight when we see each other.
I know
I
it's such.
know
I
it's such.
know
I
it's
know
like
it's
ooh.
like ooh.
Hold on.
My
I'm
Hold
like,
on.
teeth.
oh my girl, babe, where you been?
But we
But
have
we
a
have a
very
very,
very
very
interesting
interesting
show for
show
you
for you
tonight.
tonight.
When we
When
come
you come
back, we're
back,
gonna
we're
get
gonna get
into our
into our
Twitter
Twitter
facts.
facts,
Uh-huh.
And
and
then
then
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
get
get
into our
into our
show for
show
the
for the
day,
day,
which is
which is
gonna be
gonna be
like
like
hot
hot
topics,
topics,
like
like
stuff
stuff
that we
that we
kind of
kind of
snatched
snatched
off
off
of
of
The interwebs.
the
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 interwebs.
interwebs.
interwebs,
Yes,
yes.
Yes,
and
and
we
we
Man,
have.
have
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
And
And
we
we
have
have
some
some
interesting
interesting
topics.
topics.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
talk a
talk a
little
little
bit
bit
about
about,
some
some
of
of
the
the
things
things
about
about,
some of
some
these
of these
governors
governors
wanting to
wanting to
open up
open
the
up the
states,
states,
um,
um,
yeah.
stimulus
stimulus
checks,
checks,
and
and
folks
folks
really
really
learning
learning
who
who
they're
they're
married
married
to,
to,
living
living
with.
with.
Honey.
What I learned, did you guys see what I posted today on my Facebook feed where I
Uh-uh.
said
Uh-uh.
that what I've learned, because people, you learn so much,
Mm-hmm.
but
Hmm.
what I've learned is that people don't like who they quarantine with.
Woo,
Woo,
girl.
girl.
They
Woo,
don't.
Woo,
They're
I'm
girl.
like
so
girl.
grateful.
like
I am
you said
grateful.
that they are really learning the people that they are on lockdown with.
Right.
I
Right.
liked your post about it's a shame that you willing to risk your health for your hand nails because you
Yes.
can't walk
I
around your own house
Oh,
living with what you
You
look
can't
like.
you can't
I
look
miss
at you.
my lashes. I miss my lashes. But I'm okay.
yes.
Well,
yes.
you had regular lashes. You didn't have those caterpillar lashes that the sisters are wearing. That
Woo,
shit
Not the
not the
irritates the
caterpillar.
hell
caterpillar.
out of
Yeah.
me. I'm sorry. You don't need lashes going to the grocery store. You know,
Oh,
Not the
I
not the
know,
caterpillar.
Cynthia,
caterpillar.
you might need lashes going to the grocery store. But everybody, I mean, it's just the way in which they put it. And then they put it. I don't know if y'all can see me. My nails don't say nothing to me about my nails being jacked up. But they put it like on the top lid and not actually, you know what I'm talking about, Cynthia. You
Carpet strip.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes. Your
Yeah.
yeah,
fashion spa house. You put lashes on people.
We're gonna have to help some folks,
You got to
child.
help a
yeah,
Yeah.
hell of a lot of
Yeah.
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
That's
why
why
My
when
we.
goddaughter has been going live. She's been doing a
I
great
know
job
what
in
I
the
would
makeup
like to
game.
commend all of us for being able to manage our own hair. Look
oh
at
Oh
yeah.
y'all.
yeah,
Oh
Look
oh
yeah.
at
yeah,
us.
Oh
oh
yeah.
yeah,
Look
Oh
oh
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Sassy got a secret.
So
So
do
do
I.
I.
Okay. Oh my God.
Miss
Miss
Paula
Paula
had
Yeah.
had
some
some
extra
extra
stuff,
stuff,
and I
and I
said
said
I
I
was
was
like
like I
I had to
had to
do
do
something that
something
was
that's
gonna
gonna
be
be
easy.
easy.
So I
So I
said,
said,
okay,
okay,
let me
let
do
me do
some
Mhm.
some
braids
braids
because
because
I'm
I'm
telling
telling
you the
you the
struggle
struggle
is
is
real.
real.
It
It
is
is
so
But
so
you know
real.
how
real.
to do
For
your
real.
hair. I don't know how to do my hair. So
Okay.
Okay.
I
Oh
have
yeah,
to
I know how to
resort
put some
I
mop
have to
in it.
resort to a Sheila or a Lola or
Okay.
Not the
Not the
Sheila.
whatever.
Sheila.
Not the
Not the
Sheila
Sheila
Yeah.
girl.
girl.
It's the Sheila. It's the Sheila. It's the Sheila. You know. I got a couple of Sheilas and it depends on my mood for the day.
All
All
right.
right,
Okay.
okay.
All
All
right.
right,
All
all
right.
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 All right,
All right, y'all. So we
we
gotta
play
play a quick promo, and then when we come back, we're gonna get into our Twitter facts. And there's some interesting Twitter facts. I actually looked at them today. Usually I don't look at them, but I looked at them today, and I think you ladies are really going to love them.
I can't wait to hear your Twitter facts because it's probably got animals and sex and some type
No,
of shit like that.
no, because it didn't come from
Oh,
me.
okay.
It didn't come from me. This came from our super producer, Miss Rhonda Cox.
Hmm. And
And
she know the type of Twitter facts you like.
He knows the drop factor. Oh my God. Oh
Oh,
Lord.
All
all
right,
right,
y'all.
y'all.
So
So
don't
don't
go
go
anywhere.
anywhere.
We
We
got
got
more
more
of
of
Women's
Women's
Talk
Talk
Live
Live
coming
coming
up
up
next.
next.
I can't stay.
hey y'all, listen, we're live on our Women Talk Live Facebook page. If you want to go and check out, you can see myself and my two co-hosts. But I'm going live right here. So we are taking a quick break and we'll be coming back with our Twitter facts. And if y'all haven't watched the show and understand these Twitter facts that April finds, or not April, but our super producer Rhonda finds,
Hey,
you're gonna
they
be
said it's reverb on the phone on the thing. My live feed. Somebody said they can hear
Really?
double.
On
Hmm.
yours?
They said there's some feedback. I'm wondering if it's the headphones.
Oh, maybe it's mine.
I think it's yours because Rhonda just came on and said that she hears reverb from April.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna check. Hold
I
on.
hope it's April because y'all won't be able to hear me without my headphones.
All right. Okay, all right. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. All right. So, all right. Women's Talk Live. We back.
So I want to give a real
Wait a
quick shout
minute.
out to
Do you
everybody. Hey
understand
y'all.
that as I'm talking, it's typing up here?
Yes, it is. It is.
Let me show y'all.
No, it
Look.
What?
is. It is.
Everything I'm
It is.
saying
It's
is
a
Oh, it's
typing.
caption.
like it's closed caption.
Yeah, it is a caption.
Yes.
It
That's
is a caption.
awesome.
It is a
So,
caption.
And this color looks really good on me. It's like a what do you call that? A chartreuse
April,
blue?
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
So
time
it
I say
is.
something, it type. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that looks good.
All right.
That's
So, but
slick.
all right.
Hey
So
Otis. Hey Emmy. Hey
all right.
Leah.
So, but y'all can hear me, right?
Hey Charles. Hey
I
Larry.
do hear
Yes,
you.
we can hear
Okay. All
you.
right.
I hear
All
you
right.
well.
All right. So, our super
Hey
producer, let me
Toy.
know if there's any more.
Long
I
time
made
no
some
see,
adjustments,
Toy.
so
Hope
let me know if
everything's
there's any
going
more. I'm
well.
pretty sure she will.
Hey Paul. Hey
All
Tracy.
right. So,
Tracy is situations with sassy. Go
all right. So we're gonna get
ahead.
into
I'm
our.
sorry.
No, you good. So we're gonna get into our Twitter facts. Okay. So our
Okay.
first Twitter facts is to avoid facial wrinkles. A woman claims to have not smiled for 40 years, even after the birth of her daughter. UK resident Tess Christian explains that she trained herself at a young age to laugh, to not laugh or smile, so she could preserve her good looks. Christian claims that she lives a rather happy, fulfilled life despite never having smiled in over 40 years. Her friends call her Mona Lisa after Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting. She stated in an interview with Daily Mail, "Yes, I am vain and I want to remain youthful. My strategy is more natural than Botox and more effective than any expensive beauty cream or facial."
So to avoid wrinkles, she has not smiled for 40 years.
For 40 years, she has not smiled.
That's some bullshit.
She not happy. I
That's
don't
that's an unhappy
know.
individual. How do
That's
you
what
go
I
through life
said.
not smiling for 40
I
years?
even
know.
after your baby was born. Hand me
Did
the
she?
child.
Mm.
I'm
No.
sorry. That
Lie.
Oh,
just
She not
that
happy. At least
no.
she knows she vain though. I respect the sister for knowing herself.
Right.
for
But
40 years she
for
never
40 years.
smiled
40 years
to
she had.
avoid getting wrinkles.
Come on. I
I'm
don't
telling you, we women do the dumbest shit sometimes. Excuse me, y'all. It is just like
It's unbelievable.
we
Like,
do the
okay,
most.
so vain. That has to be, her version has to be for self. Because it's no way any mate will want to be with you if you are doing all of that. It takes a lot not to smile.
right. Right. It does.
Yeah.
It does. Like,
Yeah, that's
why is it that you're not smiling? Like, not even for the birth of your child? I'm sorry.
just not to get a wrinkle. And I don't mean no harm there, Catherine, whatever your name is. You gonna wrinkle.
She
You're gonna
You gonna
wrinkle.
wrinkle. Come on. You
so
gonna
for
I'm
wrinkle.
I
just,
just
you just
I
hard.
can't get over the fact that in order for her to avoid getting wrinkles, she refused to smile. She said she
Gravity.
didn't smile. She actually refused. She made a conscious decision not to smile for 40 years.
She's
Right.
learned to laugh without smiling. How
Right.
you do that?
I think that's Tyra Banks smiles.
Oh, there you go,
With
honey.
you know what? Real quick,
Uh,
real quick segue. I noticed that with us having to wear the mask, and thank you, Cynthia, for my beautiful mask.
I know. I
oh,
can't
But
wait
you're
I
for
know,
mine. I can't wait for
but
mine.
what I noticed is that I miss smiling at people.
Doesn't
Oh
it take
yeah.
away from the
It takes
Yeah.
interaction?
away from this whole thing, takes
Oh
away
my
from the whole
God.
human aspect. So
Yeah.
people don't see you smile.
Right.
And I
I'm
do
like, do
have a
I
very
have a
beautiful
lip
smile.
fetish I didn't know about? Because I'm not even feeling the fact
See,
that
and
I can
I
see.
have a mouth fetish when it comes to people with really nice teeth.
I
And
like that teeth.
you don't get to see that. You don't get to see
Yep.
men and their beards and their
You don't get to
mustaches.
see the
You don't get to
beard and the
see any of
mustache.
that.
Right.
Eyes are boring. Who
But
knew?
no, you have to learn how to smile. So when I smile, I make sure it comes through my eyes. And now I have to add a wave to it. But we're doing
You
all
know
of
what?
this
I'm gonna put
jujitsu and stuff when
on
we're
one of
in the
my
stores
masks.
now.
I'm gonna put some lips in the mold, child. You know.
Well,
I
can you
love
do
it.
that? I'll take one of those
Yeah, I'll
too.
take one of
Yeah.
those too.
And then put sassy on the side of it.
Sassy.
Ooh,
Give
yeah,
me a
I'll take
mask that says
yeah,
sassy
yeah that, and then I have Applejack.
with red lipstick. One with
Yeah.
purple lipstick
Red
and one with
lipstick. Purple lipstick
purple
for you.
purple lipstick
Right
for
there,
me.
you go.
Purple
Love it,
lipstick for me.
love it. Okay.
Oh, okay. What's the next Twitter
All right.
fact?
So
Because this
next
is
Twitter
tripping me out.
facts is you can't say happiness without saying penis.
You can't say happiness without saying penis.
Yes.
You just made
You
a fact.
got that right.
You made a
Happiness.
fact right there.
Happiness. You can't say
Happiness.
happiness without saying penis. That's a
Yes.
Happiness.
fact.
Yes.
Who
And
wrote
that
that?
is very true. Because
Right.
Now
happiness,
what's the snuck a few in there? He snuck a few in there.
He did.
happiness. Say it,
Right.
y'all. Say it with
Happiness.
me.
Happiness.
Happiness. You can't say happiness without penis.
Oh my
I
god.
love these
See,
Twitter facts.
I knew Sassy would love them. I knew
You knew
Sassy
I
would
would
love
get
them.
that.
Yeah, I know.
Especially since I'm over here dolo solo and ain't got nobody to rub up on.
Poor Prince.
Oh,
Poor Prince.
girl. Whew, that was a good
That was the best tribute
that was a good tribute the other night.
that
I will
the
have to say that.
industry has ever done for
Yes,
Prince.
it
And
was.
it's
I
only
have to give it to
because
him.
I'm telling you, it's only because Sheila E was in charge of it. Sheila
Mm.
Sheila E was the musical director. They were simpatico, and she knew what he would have liked. Now I do know that Prince really didn't like anybody really covering his music,
Mm-hmm.
but if they had to do a tribute for him,
Right.
those were the individuals that he would have probably wanted.
Okay.
Especially Mavis Staples, even though she did murder Purple Rain. I didn't want to say it.
Ooh.
Murder, murder as in
Ooh.
good.
No, she murdered it.
Murder as in killed it.
Yeah.
Like she just not like when you go as a
She
comedian,
wrote it.
right.
You
She
ruined it.
coronated it. That's
She
what she
coroned
did.
it.
She
Yeah.
coronated
There
it.
you go.
It was
There you go.
but it was still Purple Rain, and I still, I went through so many emotions just watching that show. I was
Yeah.
crying, I was laughing.
I
My
know.
neighbors, I had the music real loud, and I opened up the door so they could hear it.
There you go. See, I love it. All right. So our next Twitter fact: 1% of women can achieve full orgasm just by stimulating their breasts. This is true.
Okay.
I
The
agree.
next Twitter fact. Did you say how many percent?
1%.
1% of women can achieve full orgasm by stimulating their breast.
Now, if it's at the
Now, I'm
same
not in that
time, if
1%.
it's at the same, it has something else got to be going on too.
It sounds like that's a solo act
Well, no,
because
You
this
it's
can't
solo,
be
one
a
you
solo.
solo
because it's
No, it
dolo.
one
can't be a
percent.
solo. Can't be a
And
solo.
it
Has to
how
be
does a
combined with
woman
something.
achieve a full orgasm with just breast stimulation?
Everybody wired different.
Everybody
Yeah,
is wired
that
different,
is
but I
true.
don't. I'm in the other. 98%, 99%.
99%.
I'm
Now,
in the 99%. I'm not in the 1% with that.
I will say, so
No.
like I said, other stuff has to be going on in the process, and
A
it's
whole
not
lot
by
of stuff got to
myself,
be going on to get a
and it's
full
not by
orgasm.
myself. I'm sorry, not by myself. That ain't gonna happen.
I would think that would be something with yeah, you're not alone. If you're
No, can't be
if you're
alone.
achieving that and a lot of moving parts are going on.
They mentally strong.
Exactly.
They
That's
may be
yeah,
mentally
absolutely.
There's a lot of
strong.
moving parts. I don't
Right.
know that's a Twitter fact I want to take to Snopes and fact check.
Fact check. All
I
right.
want to fact check that Twitter fact.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So we gonna fact check that one. All right,
We're
y'all.
gonna have to.
So our last Twitter fact is women speak about 20,000 words a day. That's 13,000 more than
Facts.
the average man.
Facts.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
The next Twitter fact is women speak about 20,000 words a day,
Yeah.
13,000 more than men.
Yeah.
Sassy can
So
shut up.
I got all
I
my
think
husband
I
words.
speak 60,000
I,
words a
I
day.
got I got all his. He got about 500.
Your husband is very quiet.
He is.
yeah.
He's a watcher. He sits back and observes.
He's the
He
observer.
lays back in the cut and he watches people. I bet when y'all leave after our shows, he gives you a lot of feedback on people.
Oh
None.
He doesn't.
No.
no,
Oh
really?
man.
It's all the whole community is right here.
So he just keeps
Yeah.
it here.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah. I can't say that. When I was married, I got a whole earful.
Oh,
But
see, your
your
ex-husband had
husband, your
a couple
ex-husband
words.
he
Yeah,
was the
a
one that
couple
was
words.
speaking 40,000 damn words and you were speaking 500.
Yeah, that's why I said
Yeah.
that ain't me. Because
Yeah.
I don't,
He probably watching right now. Is he still blocking me? Is it you?
Lord.
Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? He's
Is
blocking
that
me.
that wall that China that Trump was trying to build for China, but he using it for you?
Oh,
Tell him to get Trump his
God.
wall back.
You know, I got blocked when I said God don't send you another woman's husband as your soulmate.
she did. She did. I will give her
And next
that.
thing I know, I was blocked on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whatever,
That
it's
was
true.
funny. That was hilarious.
Oh my
All
God.
right, so
And
we
I called
got.
April. I said, April, I got blocked.
Oh my gosh. All right, so we got a couple of comments
Hey, Victor.
on Facebook. So we got let me see. Dennis James said someone
Hey,
tickle
Dennis.
her. I don't know what that means, but I don't know who
Dennis
her.
is Dennis.
Dennis, who you talking
You talking
about?
about that lady?
Yeah. And then Henry Jones says, "Okay, April is good." I don't know what you're talking about,
I
Henry,
don't
because
know.
I don't apply
The
to that
reverb went
foolishness
away.
either.
Oh, the
Oh,
reverb went
okay,
away.
okay, all right, cool.
So look
Thank you, thank you, Henry.
on my live, my Gemini twin,
Uh-oh.
Stephanie said, me either. When we were talking about that orgasm with that stick. She was like, me either. No, 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 not at all.
Oh,
Not at
okay,
all.
all right, all right,
I
all right,
done lost my watch party. Here you go.
okay. All right, y'all. So we're gonna take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have more of Women's Talk Live coming up next.
All right.
Introducing the Collector's Edition 2020 Battle for the White House chess set. Democrats stand face to face against Republicans.
I don't
Featuring
know how I
President Trump
Hey,
and
deleted
Vice
Tori.
President
my
Hey,
Pence.
watch
Ed.
Legislative
party
leaders
that I had on my
Pelosi,
page.
McConnell,
It's gone.
Schumer, and McCarthy. Plus members of our Supreme Court and even former presidential teams. Each piece designed with impeccable detail to look just like our political leaders. A keepsake you'll cherish for generations. Order your limited edition 2020 Battle for the White House chess set with certificate of authenticity for only $39.99. For a limited time, you can get a second chess set. Just pay a separate fee. Because the Democratic nominees are not yet known, you'll receive 2 podiums to play now. Once the candidate
Getting
is
wrinkles.
selected, you will be notified to acquire the final pieces to complete your set. Don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-274-7150. That's 1-800-274-7150 or visit
Yeah,
chess2020.com now.
happiness.
And then 1% of women can achieve full orgasm just through.
Look at this, Rhonda. I'm
So I got it.
No, it seems like it's skipping. Is that what you say?
All right, y'all. And we are back with Women's Talk Live. And
Stimulating the
all
breast.
right, so
I happen to think there's a lot of other moving parts that could be
our
necessary
topic for
of woman
today,
breast stimulated with
our topic
and
for today is
I just
we're doing hot topics.
and I just fuss at
Sassy, you
y'all.
still going?
She is. Her folks get the best.
She doing two lives. All right, so our first segment is keeping outdoors closed. So the famous Orange 45.
Jesus.
Do we have to talk about him?
Well, he's part of this story. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's like a
All
train
right.
wreck.
All
You
right.
can't help but watch. Okay.
It is a train
He
wreck.
he left it up to the governors of each state to determine when to lift the stay-at-home directive and allow
Right.
businesses to reopen. What happened though is when mayors don't agree with governors, such as
Mhm.
Georgia, we are ever going to see the flattening of the curve. Are we putting more people at risk? Is it too soon? I'm gonna let
Um,
y'all roll with that.
I think, first of all, I found it hilarious that the governor of Georgia did exactly what 45 told him to do. And then 45 went on TV and was like, I think it's a bad
I
idea.
think it's a bad
I think
idea.
it's, I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I think it's too soon. So now the governor of Georgia is kind of like, he is in the middle of like he's stuck in a sticky widget because now he has to move forward because if
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't move forward and open up the barbershops, the tattoo parlors, and the
Yeah.
bowling alleys, which I don't think tattoo parlors and bowling alleys are essential,
No.
but he has to start as he meant to go on because now if he closes everything, then everybody's gonna know that he's Trump's puppet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh.
he has to open everything up.
Right.
And then Monday he's opening up restaurants for dine-in service.
Right.
You
Now.
said dying in?
Yes, for dine-in service, he's opening up restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like then the mayor of Atlanta comes on and
Yeah.
she's like, I think it's too soon. They haven't even hit their curve and their crest. They haven't even plateaued yet. Because remind you, Georgia closed like 2 weeks after we did.
Right.
Oh,
So
wow.
maybe
Right.
even 3 weeks.
Right.
Maybe even 3 weeks.
Well,
And Florida
she.
closed even later than that.
Right.
So
Well, she extended the stay-at-home order for Atlanta, and
right.
she got a text message from a very, I guess, one of her residents
Not
there.
too happy
Yes,
residents.
calling saying, "Nigger, you need to shut up and just open Atlanta." And I remember posting on Facebook. I tell you what, all those people who want to open up these states and so anxious to get out there and go get your nails done, go get your tattoos, go on the golf course, whatever you trying to do. I tell you what, why don't we just put you in the middle of the COVID-19 unit without a life jacket and see how you swim then?
Well,
Ooh,
I
Lord.
see. I want to know since everybody wants the nation to open up. Listen, everybody's hurting.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's hurting.
Yeah.
People are getting furloughed. People are getting pay cuts. So it's not just one. It's not just in the inner city. It's not just in the rural areas. This is nationwide. This is everybody. And what this has shown me is that no one has a safety net.
Right.
Everybody spends everything they make, and everybody's working paycheck to paycheck. And people
Mm-hmm.
can get on
We
Instagram,
knew that.
but we knew it. But now you
Right.
see it. And
Mm-hmm.
people get on Instagram and Facebook, and they stunting like they got this car, and got this house. Now these excuse me. Now
Yeah.
they can't,
Right.
they can't,
Exactly. That's
they
what you're
can't
doing
feed
it.
themselves. They have food banks. They are having to ask for assistance, and they are ashamed that they have to ask for it. Listen, I got furloughed. I can't wait to apply for unemployment. I'm gonna see if I can get food stamps. I know I'm not
You
gonna
better.
qualify for it,
Oh
but
no
why
no
Right.
not?
no! Hold on! Now they did
Right.
have it. They have it open where now you can get it and it's no income.
But I'm only furloughed 1 day a week.
It doesn't matter because I could get it and I still get full pay. It said it does not matter on
I
your
Oh,
get food.
listen.
income.
Don't tell me
You
I
get
can
it
get
for
food
two
stamps.
months. You get
Cause
it for
50
two
will get you
months.
100.
2 months you
Listen.
can get it for free regardless of your income. Yeah,
Oh, wow. Where they post that at?
I
I'll
I
send you the link. I'll
yeah
send you the link
yeah. My
because
my
I
daughter
had the
sent it.
information for it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
My
so
girlfriend
good.
told me today that she didn't qualify for it, but her daughter did.
Let me tell you, the grocery store is gonna be happy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The grocery stores will
Oh, I
definitely be
think the
happy.
grocery stores are going to be happy anyway because every time I ride past one, it's completely packed.
Oh, I
This is
know.
true.
Let me
Yeah,
I
tell
they.
don't
you.
know why. This showed you that people weren't washing their hands. They
Right.
weren't. They obviously weren't cleaning their house.
Exactly. Exactly.
This did on my Facebook page. I said, "What did it teach you?" This one man actually posted, "Being in the house taught me that even though I'm not going out the house, I gotta take a bath every day." I was like, "Well, you wasn't taking one. You wasn't taking a bath every day."
I'm like,
That
Wait
really?
a minute.
concerned me.
Wait a minute. You know what he said? He woke himself up. That's how funky his ass was. And I
Oh.
posted, I responded, I
Oh
said, don't
God.
tell nobody else that shit. Don't tell nobody else that.
Go ahead and delete that.
Yes.
He should
Yes.
delete it, but I
Yes.
can't. I'm gonna lock it. I'm gonna lock it so he can't delete it.
Oh my gosh. That is. Oh, yo, that is funny.
Wow,
Like really. Like, come on. That
wow.
that's that
Well,
that's
you know
just.
what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. At Serenity, when I was doing facials a lot, like 3 years ago, I was doing about 4 to 5 facials a day,
Mm-hmm.
and I was I was always shocked, no matter how long I was into it, how many people would come in like Barry White and leave like Lionel Richie.
Mm,
I would use so much drugs
mm.
on my like, and then
Wait
I
a
would
minute.
ask them,
Oh,
Oh
"What
you're
are
my.
you
saying
thinking?"
so you're saying that when you did facials,
They'd
that
Uh-huh.
be a
people weren't
whole.
washing their face
They're
over so
not.
much dirt
Yes, I
What?
mean layers and layers. And people would say to me, "I feel like wind on my face."
because you can finally feel your face.
Because you can feel your
Exactly.
face. And let me tell you, they would say, I would say, "What are you cleansing your face with?" They would say stuff like, "When?"
Huh?
So my
Huh?
co-host is saying
Huh?
that
I'm telling you,
you can
hygiene is very
much dirt on their face that
varied,
when they finally came out,
and you're not, you
shades
can
like
never take it for granted that people are doing what you're doing.
take a shower or take a bath
Oh my
or
gosh. You
do
know,
not
it's so
wash it.
interesting because
Ladies, that's
they
very
showed a
important.
picture of India, and one of the pictures it had before the lockdown, and it was like all
Mm-hmm.
foggy and hazy, and then
Mm-hmm.
after the lockdown, which was probably like we in almost going into 2 months, and how it was just so clear. And even in LA, they were showing how this it just cleared. And I was just like, I told my mom, I said, so interesting when I go out now, the air just seems so much different. And I say,
The
it's because nobody is out there polluting it.
this is the one thing I can say. I think Earth Day was yesterday, and I
Yep.
think that the best thing that actually happened with this virus is the fact that the Earth is getting a reset.
Exactly.
You
As
see the animals are coming out, the
the
flowers are bigger.
Yes.
the flowers are bigger, the animals are coming out, the
Yes.
air is cleaner. It even smells different, like you said.
Yes.
Outside smells different. And
Mm-hmm.
that picture, if people get a chance and just Google New Delhi, India, where you can
Mm-hmm.
see that famous arch that they have and how
Yes, that's the
foggy
one
and
I was talking
smoggy,
about.
right?
Yes.
It's smoggy on the one side, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's bright blue and clear.
Yeah, it
The same
is.
way with the canals in Venice.
Right.
They're not being polluted with the oil and the gas and all of that stuff. So Earth is getting a reset now. In a couple of weeks, we're about to F it up again. But
Wait
the
a minute.
Earth
So
is
wait
getting a
now.
reset.
Y'all know we done seen enough apocalyptic movies.
I don't want to talk about that. I live by myself. I'm going to be afraid.
No,
Talk about
no, no,
apocalypse.
no. I don't want any government to see that before and after and start to impose curfews,
Mm.
minimum amount of people outside. If your name A through M, you go out Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
No,
If
that's
your
not
name,
going to happen.
Ooh.
I'm,
I
I'm
listen,
going to
heard
tell you.
about that. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're not going to end up like Serena Joy and that other chick on The Handmaid's Tale, where
Ooh.
and
everybody,
y'all know I've been
right,
like,
Oh,
right, where
I
everybody.
love that show.
I can't get with that show because I see a lot of things happening. And then I actually got into a Facebook beef with this guy because he was like, "This is against my civil rights." I said, "It's funny how men always talk that shit, but
Right.
then you want to regulate a woman's body.
Uh,
It doesn't feel." It doesn't
They
feel
have
good,
no
does
idea that
it? It
really
doesn't feel good. It's
abortion,
the same
that
way.
is
It has nothing to do with abortion.
Mhm.
We're going to take
Mhm.
abortion out of the equation. You want to be able to tell me what I'm supposed to do with my body. But you got
Right.
an attitude that you can't go outside.
Mhm.
sit
Right.
down.
Sit down.
Have
Sit down.
several seats, benches, chairs, all of that. Have it. All right. All right. So, our next segment
Yeah.
is stay out of my pocket. So, it is estimated that about more than 80 million Americans have begun to receive their coronavirus stimulus checks as of
80
last
million
week.
Americans got a stimulus already?
Yeah, social media shows pics of people buying TVs, computers, iPad, etc. with their money and being judged. Everyone seems to have their opinion on how you should spend that money. So, thoughts, ladies?
Let me tell you, I didn't get a stimulus check, but if I was to get one, I'm getting a new patio set. Judge your mother. That stimulus is nothing but our tax money, in my opinion, coming back
It
to us.
was.
And,
It was. It was money that was.
Actually, if you read the COVID plan,
mhm.
it is your tax money, boo, for next year.
Yeah, yeah. Which is
Okay,
which is
so
why
whatever.
they want to give us $1,200 every month. You know, I
Right.
work with I
Because
work with
where is it
people.
coming from? That
I
twelve
work with
hundred is directly from the tax year, and this is starting with 2020.
exactly.
Mhm.
Well, I work
Mhm.
with people all over the world, and we do our conference calls. So what they said was, because the company is furloughing those people, they're being furloughed for 4 weeks straight, right? England is going to pay them 80% of their salary, and our company only has to make up the 20%. And I
Mm.
said, the envy that I have for these other countries is the way in which they take care of their citizens. The United States doesn't give two, they give zero fucks about how we live, what we eat, the housing situation, they don't care. But these other
Care about
countries,
that top
Italy,
1%. It's a
Singapore,
capitalistic society.
it is a
Mhm.
capitalistic society.
It
And
is.
I'm not saying other countries aren't capitalistic, but they take care of their citizens.
That is true.
Right.
And that's something that we don't do.
Yeah.
But as
Yeah.
far as that stimulus check, I think I
I ain't
posted
get
on
mine
Cynthia's
either.
page that people have already spent it. People have
Of
already
course.
calculated before they got that $1,200. How they were going to spend it? Now let me ask you this: is it 1,200 with taxes or without taxes?
Yeah, is it
No,
a
you
I
no,
want
you they don't tax you. They don't
So
tax you.
they're not taking any taxes
And
out of
they
your
no,
stimulus.
they're not taking anything. And from my understanding is that it's not supposed to go against your income for next year. That's what they
oh that's
said.
bull.
They said
I
it's
think
not
That's
supposed to. I
bull.
said they gonna get you
it's,
one way or the other.
they're going to get you one way or the other.
It's
Yeah.
because
I
they
think it's
say
baked in the
it's
cake in the fine print that that's going to be considered when you get that 1099 next year, and it's going to say COVID-19 stimulus. You're going to have to end up paying taxes on that money.
You gotta pay
But
taxes on
don't
that.
judge me on how I spend that money because
right,
I want to get a check. I hope
right.
I get a check because I need a patio set.
Mine was
I need a
complicated.
patio set and a freezer.
Not a freezer too.
I need a freezer. Yeah, put it in the garage. Why not? Stock up on some food for
Right.
the next wave of corona.
Hey, you never know, right? All right.
You never know.
Yeah, you don't. You don't. You really never know. All right.
This isn't
So
corona. This is a Moscow mule in my Prince glass.
all right. So listen.
I want to thank everybody for
We're
watching.
gonna do our
Brittany,
last.
Debbie,
This is gonna do our second before we go to
hey
break.
Dory,
So
Christopher,
mask on now.
Ellen, Brittany.
Cynthia, I know
What did you
you
say?
are
Oh,
in
I'm
the
looking good.
process
Thank
of
you.
doing your mask, and you have some really, really fashionable masks. And for all those who are signed up for our newsletter, now I remind you if you want to get the Women's Talk, the Live Wire, and the WPB's newsletter every week, you have to go to our website, WPBmedianetworks.com, and sign up for our newsletter. On the newsletter that was on for Women's Talk today, featured Miss Pretty's new mask that she has
Mm-hmm.
that's only $20. So Tell everybody if they interested where they can get them.
And let me tell you why. So the mask we created solves 3 issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wear eyeglasses. I can't compete with that piece that goes behind my ears.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a Velcro closure that goes around the lower nape of your neck. This also pulls at the mask more, so a tighter face fit, so that there's no air getting on the inside. And our masks are all filtered for large, medium, and fine particles. So it's
Okay.
not just cute, it's very functional. And
Oh,
they
you
can
know
go
what?
to fashionstylehouse.com.
I should have gotten my mask so I could bring it on air. At the next break, I'm gonna go and get my mask so everybody can see the mask that you made. But you're
Yeah.
right, because I actually fog up my glasses from wearing a mask, so now I
Yeah.
can't wear
I
my
did that
glasses when I go
yesterday.
shopping. And
Yeah.
I'm a little above 50, just that much. Only
Yeah.
that much.
You know what? That's
Only
that's
that much.
interesting because I like to
I'm
wear
above
my
50.
sunglasses. So I had my mask on yesterday that I got, and I had my sunglasses on, and I was driving, and I noticed that they started falling. I was like, "Why is my really?"
Fogging up.
I was
But
like,
the way Cynthia made them,
Fogging up.
it sits here, so it covers your nostrils. You can still breathe, but it's not fogging your glasses up.
right,
And that was
Mhm.
one of the things that I was getting frustrated with all of the
Yeah.
masks that I had. Maybe we shouldn't be telling everybody a secret because everybody and their mama started making masks.
yeah, I know. I
Oh, well,
saw
let
that.
them go ahead.
Hey, listen, hey, listen. They
But
can't do. They
I
can't.
like the filter
They could
and I like
try,
the way the nose fits.
right? But it's not a fashion
Right.
spa
But
mask,
the way it
okay?
fits, it's just the way it fits. It's just
I
amazing.
like the way it fit. It feels so
And
good.
the way in which you did it is right. You don't have to
Well,
compete.
y'all
I
know
can wear
y'all got
earrings.
special ones
And
now.
I can
Hold
wear,
up.
wait a minute, and I can wear my earrings. I can wear my
And my
earrings with the
earrings,
mask.
you,
Yep.
I didn't want to throw that in there, but
You gotta
okay,
be
girl.
cute. You gotta be
Yeah,
cute.
you
Yeah,
know
you
y'all
gotta be
got
cute.
special ones. You, April, and the super producer. Don't
Okay,
nobody got those.
okay.
Don't nobody need
I
those.
That's okay. That's
Yeah,
fine.
The ones that
I like my
the ones
custom
that you
stuff.
made for us are one of a kind.
Yes,
I
I
don't
like.
that's
expect
right.
to be in Baltimore and see another.
Right,
It ain't no more.
right.
There's no more.
There's
All right.
no more. That's good.
All right. So
Hey, John.
we're gonna take a quick break, but when we come back, we're gonna get into what was also very hot on Facebook, which was the Babyface Teddy Riley beef
Oh
or
my
battle
God.
Oh
or
my
whatever.
God.
The
Oh,
memes just took me
the
straight out.
memes
I'm
had me
sorry.
falling out. That one guy, he
Yo,
was like,
whoever
Michelle
makes
Obama
the
is like that.
memes be on it.
Yes, yes,
The
Be on
memes,
it.
they were everything.
they
All
were
right, y'all.
everything.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So don't go anywhere. We got more Women's Talk Live coming up next.
I'm gonna go get my mask.
Yeah.
Hey, Wanda. Hey, Michelle. I lost the diamond earring wearing my mask. Oh my God. Hey,
Oh my
Corey.
gosh.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
get my mask. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you guys real quick. So I'm gonna go and get my mask. And Cynthia is my co-host on Women's Talk Live, and she
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Hey, yes, Lori, she is selling them. Go to fashionspahouse.com. Or you can go to their Facebook page and you can see all of the masks that she makes. But the one that I have is one of a kind. So this is the mask, and the way in which she makes it, like this.
Fancy doing two shows. Yeah.
So it goes around my neck. Wait a minute, I gotta fix my hair. So it won't compete with my earrings.
We live, Sassy. We back.
And watch, I could do this. See? Yes. Oh, well, I just wanted people to see how her how the mask fit. I think it's really really nice.
And you
And
could talk too.
look, wait a minute. This is the real test right here.
Yeah. And
Okay.
you know what too? One of my main concerns was the air getting in on the side. I'm not worried about chin air because air doesn't come up that way.
Right. So
But
you see that.
when you talk about side face air, that was I just kept feeling the breeze coming through my face, right by my nose, and I just had an issue with.
Yes, and I like the fact that it covers the nose because when I first put it on, I put it on wrong. I didn't realize it went around the nape. These go around the nape of the neck.
And so it won't
Yes.
mess with your wig,
So
boo.
so it won't mess with the hair. But but when I
Okay.
first
And I didn't want people to have to pull a mask down so people could hear them talking.
right, but see when I first got it, this how dumb I am. This is sassy and stupid.
No.
I had it like this. I was like, oh, it's too tight.
I
But then
love
I
those
realized,
colors though.
so I love the colors,
The
and I
colors are
really I
nice.
love this. Let me show y'all. This
Oh, that
design
is
is
so pretty.
so, isn't that nice? And then it's
That is
denim on one
nice.
side, and then you have that design on the other side. So I
Wow.
loved it, and I thought Velcro. Here we got Maddie bombed.
No.
Her daughter just bombed the live.
Dang,
But
I don't know what that's been
I'm
happening
telling
on
every
live lately to a lot
I'm
of
telling everybody
newscasters.
on my live that they need to go to Fashion Spa House. Now this one is
Absolutely.
sold out. This is
Yeah,
one of a
that was
kind.
sold out with
This
the
one is
dual
sold
side.
out. This was sold out with the dual size, but you have them in plain denim and black and I like the colors that you did. I like the
Yeah, they're
designs that you
nice.
did.
They're really, really
Y'all
nice.
my boobs. Y'all got the
Yeah.
good stuff.
Oh
And I
yes.
still got to order the beard balm because my nephew is in a struggle beard right now. So I
Uh-oh,
got
struggle beard.
yeah, he is in a struggle
Hmm.
beard. So Travis, I got you, baby. Then I'm gonna get him the beard balm, and then that cream that you said. Now, ladies, she has
Oh,
a cream, the cream that goes like underneath your arm, it goes under your
Under your
breast,
breast
and
and
it
in your
oh, the
goes
crotch.
deodorant.
between your legs.
The deodorant.
Is
Yes.
it deodorant?
No, this is
It's not deodorant.
antifungal cream.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't know if women
You
want.
know yeah. Sweat, warm
Oh,
spot.
okay. It's for sweat for the warm spots on our body.
Well,
It's
you got
called
yeah. I'm
antifungal
gonna have
cream, but
yeah. When I come in
you don't have
tomorrow,
fungus.
I'm gonna see what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the super
I
producer.
gotta hurry up
Y'all
and
see
get
we
it.
in trouble with Rhonda? The
Yeah.
super producer is going
I
to
know.
get
I
us.
know. Listen.
I'm sorry, Rhonda.
I
I'm
told
just
Rhonda.
excited about your products.
I know. I
Thank
told Rhonda. I said I'm gonna have to start doing this at her show. I mean, doing this at her house because like trying to do all this at one time is killing me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, so the battle
Hey,
between
Warnell.
uh Babyface
Baby face.
and Teddy Riley.
Mm.
Okay, so
What did we learn?
Dude, we learned that Teddy Riley got the video doorbell.
now I didn't see it personally, but the memes took me straight out. It really did.
Yeah, the memes took me out. The
I was,
memes took me out.
it was, and then somebody said that Babyface broke out some Skittles during
Girl.
it to eat some Skittles while he was figuring it out. I
But
was like, please don't tell me
but you know
Babyface
what?
got that
You know
kind
what
of
I
shade.
learned But I learned, April, from meeting you and just being around you and what it is that you do,
Mhm.
how important sound people are. And I
Exactly.
think Teddy Riley figured it out. But what was really getting me was Babyface was, I'm here by myself, social distancing. Like, and he was doing
Hey,
everything. Babyface
Babyface
had
was the
everything
girl
set up
with
and he
no
was by
lashes
himself.
and good skin. Listen,
Right.
Babyface was the girl with good lashes. I mean, with no lashes and good skin and showing up on live like, hey, Teddy Riley was like, where's makeup? Where's lighting? I need my lashes.
And you know what? I felt bad for him because I know Teddy does a lot of stuff behind the scenes,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and he really doesn't come out in public, right, and performing since
yeah,
what
he
was that
ain't that man
Blackstreet,
no more.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he does, but he still produces fire music and all this other stuff that he does.
Mhm.
So
Right.
for him to be standing there, like, what's going on?
What?
There one
What?
being where
What?
it says Teddy was like this, and then they had the lady who's like the sound person was like,
Did
and
y'all see the
then
sound people with
and then
the
they
old
had
Walkman?
Babyface with like like looking like, and then they said all of us was like,
But again, the importance of having sound people, and sometimes they don't want to pay people, but when his Ring video doorbell went off, don't they know I'm recording? When we record, I put on the door, do not ring the doorbell. We
I'm
are
telling,
recording.
I'm telling you, it's when you doing it, when you try to do everything, it's hard. It's not easy at all. You can't it's the hardest thing ever. That's why I say it's
Yep,
easy
yep.
when like I'm doing
Hey
Livewire
now,
because
how you doing,
Livewire
baby?
comes on
Love
Wednesdays
you.
at 9. So it's easy
Mhm.
See,
because
I said
I'm
it.
behind the scenes. But when you're trying to be in front of the camera and try to do everything
Sound.
else, yes, it's a process. It definitely is a process. So, but
Well,
I
I
don't know.
gave Teddy Riley your phone number. I inboxed him chat.
I want to say, look, I gotta give a shout out to my lover, baby.
Who you love,
Hey,
baby?
Warnell. I just said his name, Nell Warnell.
Don't
He
Okay.
be
look.
telling. We gotta pay for marketing up here.
That's right. That's right, Miss
Yeah,
Birdie.
no one else. Around
Ain't no
here.
free
Look,
advertising.
but he get free advertising on my podcast.
Oh.
Okay.
Drink
I
a
thought you
little
did. I thought you were
mule.
going to say something else, so I'm glad you didn't.
Listen, I was like, what's about to happen? What, what's about to happen?
I
No,
know. All right, y'all. So
mm-mm.
I actually want to
That's my
read
vibe.
this. I actually want to read this next article because it was beyond interesting to me, and I just felt like, whew, Jesus.
I
Okay.
should have got me another Moscow Mule when I was in the kitchen.
Oh, girl, I got my rose. All right, rose, rose, rose. All right. So our next, this is an article.
And of course, my phone would be dying.
It said how I discovered my husband is gay during the
Oh,
Corona lockdown.
I didn't finish reading that article, but I bet a whole lot of women found out that their man
Yes.
was gay doing
So
this.
here's the thing. Here's the
Oh,
thing. Here's the thing.
I got to listen.
I really
I
gotta
ain't
read
worried about
this.
mine.
Yeah, I really gotta read this
Definitely.
because y'all have to get the full understanding of the story. I can't paraphrase this stuff. All right, so here it is. Uh, Austin and I have been married for a little over 2 years now. All this time, I had never had any reason to doubt his sexuality. Okay. He never did anything utterly suspicious. He was a normal masculine guy who enjoyed his sports, not football, but tennis. That should have been an indication right there.
Should
And
have been.
never and never underperformed in bed. Well, maybe I shouldn't be the perfect judge of that because I usually prefer sexual activity short, simple, and stress free. Sis.
That's why he left. That's why he went into the valley.
Okay? of the okay.
She had to wait. I don't understand why she didn't know her man was gay, but the job that he had, hey,
It was
Okay.
above
So
him.
here's
He's
the
above
thing.
that now.
He said he would I'm going skipping through some stuff. He would sometimes travel to stay a day or two for business, but this never caused an issue. I mean, it's normal. That's a normal working adult would sometimes stay away from home, isn't it? Yeah, I had that too, sis. See where I am right now.
yes, you did have it.
So here is, but I guess when recent lockdown laws it attended restriction of movement, he was obviously helplessly stuck with me in the house for 14 days. This meant I had enough time with him to notice things I previously might have not been noticing, like the strange calls. Someone would call him, someone I was sure was another man, and they would be on the phone for a really long time. Not talking business or sports like most guys, but personal stuff like when last either had sex or things like that. Okay.
What
And
you say?
so another here, skipping down some more. I also did notice that my husband was finding it difficult to keep up in the bed. I mean, when the whole lockdown stuff, the need for sex and intimacy sort of rose up. My girlfriends, some of whom are also married, told me how they had been doing nothing else other than sex, sleep, and watching movies with their partner. So, okay, but us and I were not like that.
I'm gonna post this.
I could always sense a feeling of hesitation each time tried to initiate sex or even tried to kiss him for a long time. There was something else he was missing, something not currently in our home that can only be found outside. So I'm going to skip down a little bit more because this is where she found out. She said, I overheard my husband tell his caller on the phone to call back in like an hour. I quickly realized this was the time he hoped I would be asleep. So she says she slept off early. I knew it's when my husband crept out. I knew when my husband crept out of the room and entered the guest room. I waited some time before I followed him. And
Lies.
there it was, all bare. My husband was in the middle of this steamy sex video chat with one dude like that. They
He
were,
was wait a minute. He was
yeah,
in the middle of a sex. He was sexting a guy. He was having phone sex with a guy.
video,
That's how you
video,
found out.
yes. And
Video, phone sex, text messages.
oh,
You
it gets
found
better.
out that he was slobbing
Oh,
knobs.
it gets better. It gets better. They were
Okay.
showing each other their erected male organs and naked butts. And
The
the
hat
man,
penis.
yeah, and then the man from the other end was telling my husband what he would do to him immediately after the lockdown was over. He told my husband he was going to eat him hard, and my husband replied, "Yes, baby." And then he
Wait a
kept
minute. He's
going,
gonna.
"Yes,
I'm
yes,
trying to keep this PG because I know some childrens might be watching. But this guy said that he was going to eat him, like
yes,
toss his salad.
yes, toss it." All that,
He gonna
all
he
that.
gonna add his own dressing.
Exactly. Right.
He's gonna make a dressing.
Yes, Greek.
or Roman, one of the two.
Yes. And then he said, "You will spread it wide, yeah." And to this, my house screamed in ecstasy, "Oh, damn it, Alex." So,
Oof.
um,
I can't
she's
imagine finding out that my man is gay through
so she waited.
Period.
Now she waited until the next morning to confront him.
what he wouldn't have bust off with me. I would have been like, "What you doing?"
So she asked him, "What are we gonna do now?" And he said, "Can we at least wait until this coronavirus thing is over and we know if we are alive or dead?" I nodded okay. Surprisingly, I do not feel so gross. I mean, it wasn't like I caught him cheating with another woman. It was
Oh Lord.
different race. It was a different race here. All of those things that men that man from the video call was promising to do to my husband, which my husband clearly wanted. It wasn't like I was capable of doing any of those to him.
Yes, you
So,
could have. You
so
chose not to.
right. So it was not fair competition here. I lost even without trying, but with some pride and dignity. I blame our government still. Just imagine the hundreds of thousands of women in my shoes in this country whose husbands have been forced to live a lie just to stay free from the murdering tongues of society and the irrational damnation of the government.
Huh? Okay, so I got a comment on my page. My man said, women got to understand men are being raised by women and their feelings are being crossed up.
No.
I'm sorry.
Cyn- Cynthia
Uh-uh.
says no.
My aunt told me years ago, and I'm starting to understand exactly what she said. She said these men must be from the same woman.
I broke down the lineage.
But you know what, the thing that gets me is and when she said y'all gotta, I posted the link, and did we post the link? We gotta post the link in the
Yeah, we're gonna
page
post the link.
so that the people can read it. But the fact that she got an attitude, one, I find my man texting a woman and I'm probably gonna stab his ass in the neck.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I find my man texting a man and I'm gonna wait until the next day to say
Mm-mm.
something.
Mm-mm.
Don't even try it.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Don't try it with a woman. Don't try it with a man. But
She didn't.
she blamed the government. This woman is
Yeah, this
delusional.
Yeah.
lady, she's delusional.
Right. Right. She definitely is. Like,
You
come on,
can't
really?
blame anyone.
But him.
Yeah, like, and it's not even blame. That's not even an appropriate word. You have
Well,
to realize.
if you're getting cheated on though, Cynthia, he is to blame for it.
Oh, well, he's to blame for
Regardless
that.
of the gender,
Yeah,
he gets the
regardless of
blame.
the gender, it is your mate's fault, no one
Yes,
else.
that yes.
I hate how in the writing she went inward first. Well, I can't get mad. I
Mm-hmm.
can't give them that. And then she projected. Well, it's our government's fault.
Right.
Like, she went everywhere but where she was supposed to.
It sounded like, okay, I'm married. She was married for 2 years. And the fact that you didn't know he was gay, come on now. Like, there are people I went to high school with that I clearly knew was going to be on the other side of the fence. And I was right at the reunion. So, I mean, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, come on, you live with this man and
But
you
see, the
didn't
thing of it
know?
is, the thing of it is, what this whole pandemic is teaching all of us is teaching spouses, living significant others, whatever it is teaching us that you really don't get to spend the amount of time that you think you spend with your mate. So you're meeting a completely different person. You're meeting the person that that his coworkers meet during the day and that his friends know or her friends know. Don't just think it's the women that are getting surprised. Men
Right.
are getting a shock too. Like, I married this bitch.
Yes.
Where's she
Right.
come? Like,
Right. Right.
you know,
What?
yeah, they like looking at it like,
Why
where
is
did
the
she
work
come from?
husband calling all the time? Come on
Why
now.
is the work why is the work husband calling all the time?
I know what side chicks is getting a rude awakening too.
Side chicks should have had a rude awakening.
Oh, come on. Come on now. Come on.
This does
If you didn't know your place prior, you definitely know
not
your
now.
place
Oh
now,
yeah.
right?
If you were a side chick, you know where you belong by
Yeah.
yourself. By your damn self.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Hey, listen, my thing is if that's the role you want to play, fine. But know your role. But a lot of these women out here did not know their role.
Well,
Or
Sassy gonna clarify all the roles. I can't wait till we get to that part, child.
I gotta get those rolls back. But
Those
yeah,
roles.
the thing that gets me is I don't care who you decide to have sex with. My issue is when you bring me into the middle of your bullshit.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, people should have options.
You need options, and that's what men don't understand with women. Is women want options. We want the option of whether or not we want to get involved in the
Right.
middle of whatever mess. Because see, that's messy. It's messy.
It
It's
is.
dramatic.
It
It's
is.
not safe. You don't know. They
Mm-hmm.
got enough. The whole. investigation discovery is dedicated to people losing their shit over somebody they love
Right. Right.
or that they're obsessed with. Don't bring me into the middle of that.
And that's the whole
Don't do
thing of that's the whole thing of honesty. And I think that was one thing that our guest from last week was saying. You know, be honest with me. Let me make the decision what I want to do.
exactly.
Don't, because if
Exactly.
I find out later, trust and believe, I'm gonna want to run you down with my car. Like I'm not trying to hear that. I don't
Mm-mm.
need that foolishness. Like I've had enough drama to last me a lifetime. I don't
It's
need it.
unnecessary.
So
It's
let me
unnecessary.
it really so let me make the
It's dangerous.
decision.
It's dangerous for more
Right.
than one reason too.
It
That's
is.
right, Cynthia. It's dangerous. And it's dangerous because of sexually transmitted diseases
And crazy
and
lovers.
crazy lovers. Because sometimes you could have that good,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't really think it's good, but to them, it's like the stars and the moon and
Right.
everything
Come here,
aligned,
Daddy.
you know?
Right. Right.
Lip balm over there.
I'm sorry. At the end of the day,
Love you too,
ain't
kiddo.
nobody that good for me to go crazy over. I'm
Ain't nobody
sorry.
that good for me to fight.
I don't want to be on the. I don't want to be on no
Mm-mm.
TV show because of your judgment.
Mm-mm.
Right.
I walk away fast. Trust and believe that. I'm not going to bust nobody's tires, nobody's
Now, I
windows,
am going to say
none of that stuff.
when I was younger, I have sugared a tank or two.
See,
In my 20s, I ain't know no better. So I did put some sugar in a couple of tanks.
Mm.
I
now
have
how you
flattened.
do that with a
I,
funnel?
I have flattened sometimes. I just opened up the gas tank. Back in the day, you ain't had no lock and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
old fashioned stuff. You understand how
Right,
old I am? This back in the 80s.
right.
So I could
No,
Now,
take the
see,
no, but
I
sugar.
didn't.
the little flap. I never understood how people got it done. How people did that because there's a little
You just,
flap there.
Oh no, you
is
just
it?
put a hose through that
Yeah.
little hose and put it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
my
that's why I
thing
said, do you
is
do it with a funnel?
right. So
Woo.
my thing is
Lips are
I never did that. I never did that when I was
Flatten
younger.
tires.
I no, now I only did that when I
I done
found
some
out
widows
that
before.
when I found out that this person was doing some dirt. That's I went after him. I didn't go after the person
I
Right,
didn't. No,
until
I didn't go after
right.
the other
I
person.
didn't.
The
The only
the
time I
tank
went
I
after the
sugared
other
were his.
the only time I went after the other person was during my separation and I was going through my divorce. That's when I went after the other
Well,
person
well,
because
we understood that because that
because
bitch was laughing and grinning in
because
your face.
that whole knew. So
Mm-mm.
I was like, so that's when I didn't
Hey,
just go
Josh.
after him. I didn't just go after
Hey,
her. I
Chanel.
went after him too.
My baby.
So, but a lot of these women, they're going after the other woman
You
instead of
know,
going after the man.
as a woman, I don't understand going after the other woman because my relationship and connection isn't with the other woman. It's with you. You were the one that said we were going to see each other exclusively or we're getting married and we're in this relationship together. My issue is with you. But you know what I noticed is that the other woman always want to make herself known. She
Always
always have to let you know that
about
she
her.
exists. She has to let you know that she exists. And I
She,
never
she
understood
probably done
women.
sent pizza to the houses at this point. Honey, she working for DoorDash to come and deliver some stuff to your house, boo.
Well, okay. All
Okay?
right. But
Yeah,
I did notice that. I know in one of my relationships, I had no idea this chick existed. That's how good he was. Because you know, you can always feel the presence of another woman. And I didn't feel her. And she called me. She called me. Like,
But
I
in
ain't know,
this
but you knew that
scenario
I existed.
this scenario that April just read,
Hmm.
that's the kind of woman that will go after the side chick because you see how it was everything
Yep.
except
It was everybody's
the
fault except
dude.
her husband's fault.
She done
Who
blamed the
was
whole
right,
government.
right.
she blamed the government, she blamed everybody else, and then she blamed herself because
She
she
blamed
couldn't.
herself.
Now, what could this man do for him that she couldn't do? She could have tossed his salad, she could have strapped up, she could have put a strap on
You
and did
know,
it to him.
men probably aren't comfortable asking you that because, like, in somewhere in her comment, she said, "Why do our men have to suppress so much or whatever?" And there's been plenty shows and movies and discussions around black masculinity sometimes is almost very limiting, because I told you all, males get lots of pleasure from pressure on their prostate. It is
Yeah,
the
but as a woman,
it
I
is
know that.
the escalation. Listen, it's the escalation and
Right.
the wonderful feeling of the climax
Right.
before they ejaculate.
Right.
So if that is, let's just take that piece of truth. I'm not in their prostate area.
But don't you have one? It gives you kind of like the same sensation.
Yeah,
No,
I think all men.
no.
So men, because
That's why we
okay,
have beads.
can I repeat that though? So you said you're saying that men get the pleasure from the prostate, which is why they don't want to have that conversation with their woman to get them
Right,
to
because
please them by stimulating the
before,
prostate. April, you know
right.
I'm loving this.
Nobody
I
wants to have
know.
that conversation, because how many? Okay, let's be honest. So, April, you asked your live audience, and
Mhm.
Sassy, you
I'm gonna
asked
ask
your
my
viewers.
live audience,
Mhm.
men.
If your straight male mate came to you and said, I heard I can really get a lot of pressure through my anus, would you be down for providing that pleasure
So
for him?
For me, no.
so
See?
hell
Ain't no
yeah, I
one.
would. If my man said that he got pleasure
You know the
from
first thing a woman gonna say?
from
How
having his
you know?
prostate spin from having his prostate stimulated, you're damn right I would stimulate his prostate.
No, a
But I
lot of
don't.
women are
But a
gonna
lot of
ask
women
him,
won't.
how do you know that?
A lot of women won't, because I know this
If
woman
well,
right
let me
here
say
would
something.
not.
Let me say something.
You could go find that somewhere
And
else.
it's about to get X-rated really quick.
That's okay.
If
We
a
on
woman,
Facebook Live.
if a woman, that's right. We're on Facebook Live, and
The FCC gonna find us.
We
I'm quite
ain't
sure
on
my aunts.
CW.
I don't want my aunts to be on here because they're on Facebook. But anyway, aunties, I apologize for what I'm about to say. But if women are performing oral sex on their man, and if they're doing it the right way, right? The perineum, you can take your finger and press, okay? Fellas, giving away secrets, but you can take your finger and press on that perineum, and you can also take your thumb and kind of like just almost kind of sort of.
The same women who know all of that will cringe and deny
Not
and feel
me.
some kind of way
Not me.
when,
Hey,
let me tell
listen,
you
I'm
something.
okay with
How
the
many
front.
how
I
many
could deal
women
with the
you
I
front
have
all
a
know?
day long.
fantasy of strapping
Whatever
up
you
and
want me to
doing
do
a
with the
dude.
front, I'm
I
good with.
tear his ass up.
Listen, how many women you know have played in the lady
Excuse me,
pond
y'all.
but will absolutely positively stop dating a guy who said, oh, I experimented too?
I don't know any women that have played in the lady pond that would admit it to me.
Well, they say it all the time on TV. It's like
Oh
a rite
yeah,
of
no,
passage in the
it's
lipstick
Well,
yeah,
store.
yeah, it's
well,
But
happened.
I have
as
never
soon as
found
a
a
man would
woman
say, oh, I
desirable.
experimented too,
Oh
Nope.
no, I know.
more than half of
Nope.
women are done.
I know some
Nope.
women. I know
I'm not
some women
crazy. I'm telling you the
personally
truth.
that have done that. And it's
I
like
have.
it's not, that's where the double standard comes in, because women can
Double
do it
standard.
and go back to men, and and not feeling it, but it let a
But you know
man
what?
do it.
Men
And
feel some. Men don't have an issue with two women.
yeah, but women
So
have an
why do we
issue with
have an
two
issue
men.
with two men?
I think it's different. I don't
I
want to. I
See?
don't.
mean,
I don't.
all I know is that I want full disclosure of what you've done in the past
That's true.
because I need to
I
know
don't want
because
full
I
disclosure
do
because
because
I know who you hitting now.
I
I
don't
don't
think
care
people
about
are
what you
as
did before
safe.
me.
I don't think people are as safe as they claim to be. And to
No.
me, it doesn't come down.
That's
To
why
me,
your safety and your health is in your hands.
that's
You ain't
true.
gotta bring me no condoms. I got them
Yes, that's very
Right,
true. I
right,
do
because
have
that's
I
exactly.
do
that's
have
a
my
two
own
person
condoms.
Exactly.
decision. So
Listen,
I'm in charge of my health.
I don't care. I don't care to know what woman or whatever, like all that. I don't care to know. I do want to know
I
if
want
you've
to.
been with another man. That's what I want to know.
I don't.
No,
I
Ladies, do
I
you
don't.
want to
do.
know if your
I don't
man
want
has
to
been with
Because
know.
another man?
I
if
don't want to know.
If
I don't want to
if
know.
because
Cynthia
I'm
doesn't want
out.
to know.
I'm
I want to
sorry,
know.
I'm out. If
Sassy
you
is raising her hand. I
you
want to know
if you
if
stretch
I
my
want
you
legs,
let a
I want to
man lick
know.
peanut butter off your
to know.
chest when
What
you
is
were
that
getting,
serving you?
when you were pledging, when you were
What is
pledging the
that
Q's and the
serving you?
Kappas. I want to know if a brother was licking peanut butter off your chest and you liked it.
Why?
I
What
just
does that do? What does that help you with?
That helps
that
me
lets
move
that lets
on.
me that's right, right, April. That'll help me move on
You see,
to
April,
somebody
see,
else.
April not by herself. I'm telling you,
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
she's
saying
telling
that.
not
you.
I'm
by
just saying that.
herself
But
for
but
that.
but but to go back to and I posted. We got to post the link onto our live.
Yeah.
But the fact that this woman didn't know this other life that her man had, he was literally on the down low, and the pandemic took his whole extracurricular activity away. He had to find another way, and you're always going to slip up. So she caught him texting, sexting, sex timing. That's what it's called.
Video
FaceTiming.
chat. She
It's
was
sex timing.
yes.
She was sex. He was
He
sex
was making
timing
a
another
movie.
dude. He was sexing another dude hard enough to cut diamonds. And she didn't say anything. She went to bed and said something the next day.
The next
I'm
day.
not going to sleep. If that
Me
was a
either.
woman, if that was a woman on the other end, you're not gonna finish. You're not gonna finish. You're gonna go from this to this. You can go from this to this. You're not gonna finish. Because at this point, my attitude is the fact that one, you got the nerve to be doing this shit and we on lockdown, like I ain't gonna find out. That's my issue with that. And two, how dare you? Like, you're not gonna finish
My
this.
issue is not that we on lockdown. My issue is not that you're doing that in the other room and I'm in the house.
My
My
issue is he
issue is,
cheated.
how deep is this marriage that there's things that we can't talk about?
Communication.
My
We can
Communication
talk
on
being
about
my
lost
live,
right
the
now.
girl said he would be gay. He would be gay. He would
Yeah.
be gay.
But to Miss Pretty's
And
point,
there's
that
nothing
is
wrong with being gay.
it isn't.
Just it's nothing wrong with being gay. And I know, April, you did not watch Love is Blind. I'm really
I
mad
did
at
watch
you.
it.
You
I did
did.
watch it.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's just like Carlton.
Yes.
Carlton couldn't understand why Diamond had an attitude because you weren't honest with her.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
allowed
Wasn't
her,
upfront with her.
you weren't
Right.
upfront with her. He allowed her to fall in love or
Eh,
even love or even like, but she
right.
had a very strong connection with him. And
Exactly.
he took her choice away. And
He
that's
Took
what
did.
her
He
choices
he took
away.
did.
her
He
choice
did.
away.
And she
And
was
that's what
saying,
he
and she
didn't
said
Even
understand.
that.
though,
And she
even
said
though,
that.
as long as it was on TV, she wasn't gonna let it happen, and that's what he knew.
Right. And that's the thing. She said
But all he had to
we
do
spoke for hours and hours
an
and
hour.
hours. You had opportunity to tell me and you never did. And he
Never did.
did take that choice. And that's to Miss Pretty's point, that's where communication is the key. If you can't communicate with your mate, and I'm talking from experience, because there were
I
times
think we
when me and my ex did not communicate at
yeah.
all. And that I think that was a lot to what contribute to the breakdown of our marriage, because we just got to the point where we got into a routine, and we were so used to the routine that we did not communicate. And I think that's the biggest thing, that's the issue in these relationships and these marriages, that people are not being honest, they're not communicating, they're not saying what
You
it
know
is
what?
that they
And then
feel.
expectations.
Exactly.
I like that Will and Jada got on the red table talk and said, in our marriage, like lovers stopped and we just became friends. You know what I mean? And I think that feeds into the rumors that everybody was saying they were seeing other people. You can't, I don't feel like that's the worst thing in the world
But people
for your
gotta
eyes
understand
and
that.
your heart to start working for someone else, because the friendship and the relationship and the by any means necessary still is with that person. My eyes work. My eyes work. My husband's eyes work. So I'm not gonna be the only pretty woman he see. I'm not gonna be the only one he lusts after. I'm not gonna be the only one he want. Like, I think people get so caught up in, well, he can only sleep with me and he can only, Like, listen, there's
So
a lot
you
of other shit that
so
happens in the world. But see, and that's why stuff like that happens. You got to roll over in the middle of the night and catch that mess because y'all don't have open communication.
Right.
Well, but
Oh,
people when you're saying that, Cynthia, with people not having open communication, but people get their feelings hurt, which is why they know that they can't. I watched this show the other day, and the girl was like, "Why don't you talk to me?" He said, "Because I can't talk to you the way in which that couple talks to each other, because you get mad and you get in your feelings, and then it goes left. So now at this point I'm doing damage control." Because
and
I've
that's the
said
problem.
something that you didn't like when all I wanted to do was have an open dialogue.
And
And
that's
I
the
think
problem.
we shut
Right.
down. You're right, because
Exactly.
I like the
Exactly.
way you and your husband communicate. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
We have to have some
Right.
uncomfortable damn conversations. Cause no matter what we thought marriage was, we are learning what it is.
Is.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And
And I think
I tell people that all the time. I said, listen, I was married for 17 years. I said, me and
Wow.
my ex were best friends. And I think that also led to us actually getting to the point right now where we're parents, but we still value the friendship that we had in the marriage.
you
So,
co-parent better.
yeah. So, but the thing is that I learned now that communication
Hey,
and
Monique.
open and honesty is key for me. So, whatever relationship I have now, whether it be
Can
with
rise.
just friendships, just normal relationships, or with my family or whatever, I'm learning that I can speak up. I want the other person to speak up. And we can value each other's opinion, and we can disagree without coming at each other. We're
But
always
this
gonna
this
debate.
next topic is so it is it's a divide because of double standard, because of perception. We just ask if your mate that you love, without a shadow of a doubt, comes to you and say, "Hey, you know, I find that if I'm stimulated in my rectum, I have more pleasure. Would
If
you be
you
down for stimulating my rectum?" Most women like, and you're out.
Most
Get
women
out
would
of here.
not. So you're basically
So
saying that most
it's
women
like,
wouldn't be down
I mean, I said ask
for
your audience,
I'm gonna ask my audience, ladies, would you be okay?
and some of them may not say the real answer because
Yeah.
they on live. Hello.
Well, you can leave a comment after live, but would you be okay if your man or your mate came up to you and said that he gets more and or a better orgasm when his rectum is stimulated? Would you be okay with that?
Remember Monique did the stand up and she talked about the beads? Did you see the look on the
Oh.
people in the audience face
I'm
when she was
I'm
talking about the
I'm
beads?
I want to talk about that off air.
Oh. Why, Sassy? Why?
I can't
Our
I
audience
can't
want to
I
know.
can't no, I can't talk about that on air. I can't talk about that on air.
Hey,
But
listen,
ladies, would
but
you
before
be
we,
down with that?
yeah, but before we go to before
We are
for
at the end.
today,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
but Sassy, I want you to really kind of um
Oh, break down the
break down the post that you brought about with the husband and wife, because that was interesting.
okay.
Yeah,
So look, girl, let me find
I know that was
it.
yeah, because I think this also talks to the communication part, and you actually
Being
your
careful what you wish for.
yes, yes, because
Okay.
okay, you ready?
Um
You got it.
and yeah, but it's look, yeah, look, I got it, but it's small, so I'm gonna have to download it and
uh
make it big. Look and make it big for me.
oh
Wait a minute,
oh
wait a
oh my
minute.
gosh, not make it big. All right, so while you doing that, I want to go
Okay,
through
I got it.
you
I
got it,
got it.
okay.
Yeah. So I found a friend of mine inboxed me that we have these really deep cerebral conversations, and I really enjoy talking to them. So they sent me this note, and it says, "I'm deeply in love with my wife, but for several years now, I've felt the need to see other women. I'd never cheat, and so I bring up the idea of an open marriage with her. She flat out refused at first, but I persisted, and she gradually came around with the understanding that we try it for 3 months. Okay. We set ground rules on how many and which nights per week we can each be out. So one of us is at home with the children, and that we have to be transparent and upfront about what we're doing and who with, just like a first name, a general description, and how they met them, and what they plan on, how they plan on going with them. Well, long story short, for her, it's been a huge set, it's a big success. I shouldn't be surprised. She's gorgeous. And for last year, she's been working really hard on her body. Anyway, she's out virtually every night on her allowed schedule, is seeing different men, of different ages, and seems vibrant and alive in a way I haven't seen her in years. Girl, I fell out laughing when I read this. For me, it has not worked out. For me, it has not worked out at all. What I had imagined were potential hookups turned to be more in my mind than in reality. I've been trying to meet someone online, but I haven't found anything that excites me. Meanwhile, she is out until the early morning. Girl, sister is getting her life. Out, and so she's out until the early morning, several nights a week, or often not coming home until noon.
Ain't
And
a rule book.
well, hey, they got these rules. And she said, and quite honestly, it makes me very jealous. I've told her that she's pointed out that it was my idea and we had agreed to 3 months. Now, after 1 month of this, I went and it all went on hold due to the ongoing global situation. Although she is texting and exchanging pictures, which y'all know what those pictures are, with her partners. Now, see, S multiple. She maintains that our agreement should include 2 months after, and we can start all going out again. But I think it should expire after 3 months, period. But regardless, she is clearly going to want to keep going doing this, and I am torn between how much I am hating this and how much happiness is bringing her. Be careful what you wish for.
Because you just might get it.
You just might get it. Now, in his mind, he probably had women, quote unquote, office wives flirting with him. And he took that to me. I still got it. You know what I'm saying? These women coming up to me, they want me. And then you get the hall pass and don't nobody want your ass. On the flip side, your wife looked good.
Right. Right.
And you gave her the key to the door. It's like, as my friend put it, it's like leaving the keys to your car inside your car and not expecting anybody to steal it.
Oh, yeah.
This is
It
true.
happens. It's a struggle. It's a
It
struggle.
happens.
It
Because let
definitely
me
happens.
tell you, with that open marriage thing, like I'm a reference Will and Grace again. I think you have to be.
He ain't low key heated. His ass is real heated, but that's what he gets. I posted it in this group, and we're gonna post it on our Facebook Live. But you have definitely got to read that one.
Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think that open marriages has to be with people who are so committed to all things considered. Because the only thing that can happen in an open marriage with the other person,
right,
is sex.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, what else you want to open it for?
I mean, what else are you opening up a marriage for other than
You
sex?
gonna come over here and leave a legacy with me? You gonna come over here and run businesses with me? No, we don't have sex. That's the only thing that an open marriage is allowed. So there's chances that the person that you're married to isn't the best sex partner you had.
Right.
So sex ain't gonna make you leave. There's chances that the person that you're married to never made as much money than all the other people you've been with. Ain't the prettiest woman. Her body ain't the best. She ain't, ain't that smart. There were reasons why, all things considered, this person was chosen.
Right.
Okay. So, and there has to be more than the one thing. So open marriages is just a void in the one thing.
Yeah.
Some people need to be told they're beautiful. Some men need to be told that they're smart or strong or handsome. Um, Whatever the void is. So to me, an open marriage will only work if everything else, I mean, the majority, that 80-20 is tight, but that little 20 is an
Well,
itch.
but you got to
Right.
look at the fact. I look at it like this. This woman's husband begged her, they had this conversation, and he begged her to have this open marriage. Now
Yeah.
they have the open marriage, and she's the one that is really benefiting from it because obviously he doesn't have it the way he thought he does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
now
he
he's
said in my mind.
in his
Right.
mind, he just knew he could have all these hookups. But the
Right.
reality of it was your wife is a good looking woman, and you have actually given her this hall pass to do what she want. Now you got an attitude because you're on lockdown with the pandemic, you want to stop it.
Right.
And she like, nah, bruh,
Right.
we on lockdown. I still got
Right.
2 months to go when we get back out
Right.
there.
Right.
Mhm.
And not to mention we just better at it.
And we are the smash and dash game that women have is unlike any other.
Did
Men
you
don't
give it
seem
a
to
title?
understand that.
Smash and
Yes.
Dash.
The smash
Yeah,
and
it's
What you
dash.
smash and
I
saying?
love
dash.
it. I love it.
It's
I
smash
Yes.
and
want to know
dash.
why. I want to know what has not been talked about in open marriages with the goal of how can I fill that void for you
The only
versus I just have to.
I have to have variety.
Right.
Oh, variety.
Well, I mean, Cynthia, you said it. If you guys are married and everything is great, what is the void that an
What
open
is
marriage
the
is going to
void
fill other than
that
Exactly.
an open
sex?
marriage won't
Exactly.
fill?
Right.
Right.
And then it's gonna feel for that second. You still got to go home to whatever
You
it is
still
that is
got to go home.
to
But
that
just think,
whatever
you can go
80.
home with that little pep in your step, like, oh, yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
baby, how
But for
was
how
your
long?
night?
But for how long? What, for
But
how
for
long
how
though?
long?
For
Yeah.
How
as
long?
long, look,
How
How long
long
before
is
you
it
be
going to
calling
be
your 20
before?
again? Talk about, you know what? I I need a
my 80
void.
ain't doing it. I don't
My
know.
88.
You got some women who, if like Cynthia said, if the 80%, the bills and everything else is in place, that 20% can scratch that itch. But she has several 20%. It's not just one dude that she's seeing.
Mhm.
If you read the letter, it said she has several
Mhm.
dates with several people.
Like I said, we are better at it. So
Yeah,
I want
we,
to know,
I think
and
women learn.
in open
but
marriages, does the married person have to communicate to the other person? It could be another married person or it could be a single person. Because how fair is it to that other party?
well, I mean, if you're being honest, if you're saying, listen, my husband and I, we have an agreement, we have this open marriage,
Right.
then that other person, as a matter of fact, there's a show on the UMC channel that I watched the other day with Essence Atkins,
Mhm.
and her husband be at his agreement, or actually at his request, wanted to test the waters, and for 2 years they had an open marriage, but they also had rules, and she broke the rules. So if
And
you're gonna do
that's
the
bound to happen. I
but
don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's
if
bound to happen.
well, if you're gonna do an open marriage, one, to me, this is just not something that Sassy is built for. A lot of things, but I'm selfish and I don't like to share.
Mhm.
So that an open marriage would not work for me. It wouldn't. I'm not emotionally, mentally, I'm not mature enough. I'm gonna put it to you straight up. That's not
Right.
something that
See.
I can actually reconcile in my mind. Well, it's
Yeah.
just
Now
sex.
see right now where I am in my life, I can separate my emotions from whatever. So
I'm not
it's
saying that
like,
I can't, but I'm not
yeah,
married to him.
no, it's not. And even that, like, I got to the point where I'm like, okay, like for me, I can. It's like, okay, all right, you do, all right, you good, all right, you can go ahead and go now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but April, you're different.
I
The
know,
majority of women, The majority of women, look at Cynthia's face, like, mm-hmm. The majority of
No,
women,
I'm that girl too. Like they're not on the same blood supply.
Yeah.
no, no,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not. So,
I
so
think but I'm also a person who I feel can do an open marriage.
right, but then you understand that you have that maturity level because
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, you have that maturity level.
And
And
I
I'm not
talked to my
married, so
husband
it could be
today.
different.
And look, and I talked to my husband today, and I said, I remember when I was single, and I don't know, I was talking to this girl, and she said, "You don't worry about the other women, because how they always say the ratio is like 90 something to one."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Honey, none of them other 90 something is me. Do you know that I know my value?
Right.
Do you know that I know that I'm superior? That look, you can't tell me otherwise. It's like nothing you can say."
Right.
So I feel like no matter what you go get, you ain't
That they
leaving.
can't
Right.
compare to you.
But you
You ain't
know
gonna
But
what?
compare
but
to me.
but
So
you
like
can't.
I'm
Actually,
But
so
you have a lot of
consistent
people
that
who can't. A lot of people are not
it's no
going to.
competition.
yeah.
A
But you
lot of
know
people
what?
are not going to have that conversation
Right.
that you had with your husband, though.
But
They're
you
Yeah.
not going to sit down and have that. I'm
right.
sorry, April.
I can say that because um during the time I was married, like my ex, he worked in an industry where, it was everywhere. Booty everywhere. That
Yes, it
really
was.
I never it never phased me. I never got like okay, whatever.
But to me,
It
April, I
wasn't that
mean,
it
you
wasn't
were
that.
industry. You
But
you had the industry look.
right, but the thing was, but even so, I mean, he wanted somebody younger. That's what he got. He went and got somebody younger. Now,
And
granted,
fatter.
you realize later, years later, that that wasn't what you really wanted. But I digress. My thing was that I was, I had more confidence in myself, as Miss Pretty was saying, that it was like, okay,
Yeah.
I know what's at
Yeah.
home. He ain't got to worry
I
about nothing
know
at
I
home.
know what's in this package, boo.
So it's
But you
I
know
like,
what?
know.
It takes you to get to a certain. In my 20s, I never would have had that. And
Oh, me neither.
right, but in my 40s
right,
and 50s, as you get older, it's like, you know
yeah,
what? I know who I am.
right,
Oh yeah.
And if you think the grass is greener, go ahead and leap
Yeah.
across the fence.
Yeah, that's why
exactly.
You
I ain't mad at no. I
hey,
used
do
to have
it.
people laughing. I said I ain't mad at no 5 minutes, 50 pumps. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm everything else.
5 minutes, 50 pumps.
5 minutes,
That's
50
it. That's
pumps.
all you're
Go
getting
ahead.
from them.
I
5 minutes
am
and 50 pumps.
everything else. You think I'm
And
a
some
worry?
nights you might only
Lose
get
my mind over
look.
that? Nah.
Some nights
Go
you might
ahead.
only get 25 pumps.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I am everything
right,
else. I
But
am the
women,
world.
but
You
a lot of
are
women
the
don't have
city.
that confidence. A lot of women don't have that
Oh,
confidence to say, you know what, bro, go ahead out there. Go ahead out there and think you can't replace me.
you can't replace me.
You can't replace me.
Yeah.
But you go ahead and try.
Yeah. You go ahead trying to find out. Now,
hey,
look at here.
I told you I had that happen to
I
me.
ain't no easy way.
But the thing was, you tried to replace me, and now that you realize that
Oh,
you think there was a 90-day return policy, it was not.
90-day return
you
policy.
know
I like
what?
that.
And then when you are somebody like me, you also a realist.
Right.
Maybe what they're replacing you with was just what they needed that you couldn't give them.
Hey, you
So
right. You
somebody
right.
like me also knows that I have to say, I get it.
Right.
I'm perfect
Right.
for somebody else.
Exactly.
I'm exactly
And
But
that's
but
where
you
know
have
it.
right.
but
And
that's
that's
something
where
you
I
have to
am right
understand
now.
though.
And that's where I am right now. I said, the person that I am. And okay, you were definitely looking for something other than what I can give you, which is fine. I've been got over that. That's fine. Okay, I realized that. And now I'm at a point right now where I'm like, I know what I bring to the table.
Yeah, it don't mean
So,
nothing wrong with me. You just wanted something different.
so that's fine. So my thing is that, somebody else's trash is somebody else's treasure. So
And that
Mhm.
lady found out her husband, she couldn't have given.
The
Listen,
lady found
lady
the
found out that she could not give.
yeah, yeah.
well, listen. So when we come back, I'm gonna give them the dating trend tips real quick.
Okay.
Oh my God, them
Okay.
2 words, they was dope.
Yeah, yeah,
They was
definitely.
dope.
All
I
right,
got
y'all.
some new
Sassy tries to give them the information. So when we
Yeah.
come back from the commercial, let me know, April.
All right. All right, y'all. So don't go anywhere. We got more Women's Talk Live coming up next. We're gonna do our dating tips, and then we're gonna get into our final thought and be out. So don't go anywhere. We got more coming back.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Are still out here dating, and some aren't. But these are just some key things that you can think about. Hello. Yes, this is a great show. This is a great show tonight. We're doing really good tonight. Okay, so it's 5 dating trends. That the first one, a lot of people already know because at some point we've all been ghosted or we have ghosted someone. And basically, ghosting is when all sorts of communication, it just stops with the person that you've been dating. They don't call, they don't text, everything stopped, and you're like left in the dark. Like, what I do? What happened? What's wrong? So that's ghosting. And then we have haunting. Now, a lot of us can experience haunting. It's because they will stop communicating with you, um, like ghosting, but they'll interact with you on social media. So, say you post something on one of your social media sites, and they will comment on the site. And so you might pick up the phone and call them, and they won't they won't answer and they won't respond to you. So basically, they're haunting you. They continue to interact with you, but they have stopped seeing you. So that's haunting. So then we have and back in the day, you said I put so and so on the back burner. So now it's basically breadcrumb. So you give them just enough to keep them interested. So you're kind of like leading them on, but you really have no clear intentions to be with them. And then you might put them on the bench. So you ever hear about somebody say, "I'm gonna call up I got a line." What is it called? What's the sports term?
starters. You got some starters.
Yeah, you got the starter team and then you got your team on the bench. So you're benching them. So basically, benching, back burner. You're just gonna leave them there and they're gonna simmer. You give them just a little bit, sort of like breadcrumbing. You give them just a little bit of information, but the person that you really want, you're giving them all of their attention. But in the event the person that you want it doesn't work out with, you can always call up somebody from the bench. That's how that works. And the last one is stashing. And I think a lot of people get this, especially when they meet somebody online, or maybe they don't meet them online. They could meet them organically. But the ladies, you know what I'm talking about when a man says, "I'm private. I don't like people knowing my business because I'm private." That's that bullshit. What he is doing is keeping you away from all of his family and friends. So you're basically the secret. Stashing. You're the secret. No one knows you exist. Everything you do undercover. You do it late at night. You do it at his house. You do it at your house. But you never get any airtime because he's stashing you away because he's really not supposed to be with you. And
Wow.
those are the 5 tips. And if you post a picture of them to your social media sites, they will absolutely go ballistic. You posted XYZ and I told you I was private. I don't like to do this. Nah, And women will test it. That's one thing I noticed women will do.
You know what? And I just want to say, as a married woman,
Mm-hmm.
I know of 2 women right now who husband, and this is what they've said, don't allow them to post pictures of them on social media. To me, that's absurd. I don't care how private it is. I got a girlfriend that boyfriend works for the CIA. I mean,
That's
he's
different.
fully classified. honey, they in pictures together. So this over here, yo, why when she posts pictures of their marriage or their wedding day, she has to black his face out? What in the world?
Well, that's because he's out there with somebody else.
Oh,
If my husband told me that we couldn't post any pictures, because see, women post pictures of the men that they're with to see who's gonna claim them, especially nowadays. I can't tell you how many married men and pastors are in my inbox right now.
yep,
Right now. Hey,
yep.
beautiful. Hey, beautiful. Oh, you're so sexy. Oh, you're this, you're that. I'm like, and then I immediately you click on their picture and you know you right click on their picture, you look at their profile, and they come up married, or they come up with pictures. I'm like, you know what? I don't want nobody in my inbox asking me how do I know you and what's going on. Stay out of my goddamn inbox. That's why I have that post. TikTok drip drop. Why is your man in my inbox?
Boop.
Boop. You doing some crazy. I blocked a lot of people. I blocked a lot of people. A lot of people have gotten blocked. A lot of people have
Yeah.
gotten blocked.
Oh, babyface. That was babyface.
Well, do you get the happiness pics? Look, Cynthia, do you get the happiness pics?
Happiness fix.
The happiness pics. Because you can't say happiness without penis.
Yeah, you gotta pump me some brakes for
And
them.
you know the other thing is that they will because my page is public. So if I get a new friend request, they'll go back 10 years and like all my pictures.
I hate
I'm like, come on, bro. Yes. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to. But wait a minute. I get Africa, I get Germany, I get Israel, I get Egypt, and I get Pakistan.
I don't like when I approve somebody friend request or my husband. Because a lot of people that know me will go and ask my husband to be friends, and I don't have a problem with that because the person who's committed to me is my husband. But did you just go through all of my pictures and only like the pictures with my husband by himself? Did you just go like I don't
So women will. So you're saying women will request you, Cynthia? Women request you as a friend, and then like all of your husband's photos.
that's it.
Yeah,
That's on my profile.
yeah, I'm gonna delete them because they looking at your husband. That's all that is.
They can look
They
at him.
looking
He
at your
nice to look
husband.
at. They can look
Well,
at him.
yeah,
He nice to look at.
you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You
Take a
see,
look.
I love her attitude. She said they can
Yeah.
look at him. 'Cause he's
Take a
nice to
look
look
at him. Because I know we got over here. Yeah.
at. Oh, this was a great show. Thank you so much.
Final thought.
I think we went long. Didn't we go long? Did we go long? Is the producer mad at us? Is the producer
Producer
mad
man, I don't see no death threats on here.
at
You know when
us?
her battery died. She said her battery was dying, so
Oh,
she
okay. Okay.
can't threaten us.
She probably is. fashion spot.
Very fashionable mask. But but so you want to get the fashionable mask, and I'm sorry, I was on mute, and I probably and so just to kind of go back real quick.
We heard you. You were
No,
on mute,
no,
but we heard everything.
no, you did, but the people didn't hear me. So I just
Oh,
have to comment. I'm sorry, y'all. I told you I'm doing everything myself. I'm gonna have to do this from Rhonda, our producer's house. Again, sign up for
Oh,
our newsletter, become a member of WPB Media Networks. We are highlighting small businesses every week. Send us your information, info
listen.
at WPBmedianetworks.com. Give us all your business information, and we will highlight your business one business a week. Go to Fashion House Spa. You can get your
Fashion spa
mask.
house.
Fashion Spa House. I had too many F's.
I love everything.
Yes, but get your mask, your creams. I'm going there tomorrow so that I can, get the hemp cream, and yes,
Oh, hemp cream. That's
yes,
right. You got
Hemp
the hemp
butter.
cream, the hemp
yes,
butter.
yes, the hemp butter. Yes, so I want to
Ooh,
get some of that. So make sure you support. Also, don't forget
Fashion spa house.
situation with Sassy that comes
that's it.
on every week. That's on Monday,
Every
right?
Monday. Every
Every Monday.
Monday.
Okay,
And new.
make sure you tune in Vacay Radio. That is also on our newsletter. So you want to sign up for our newsletter because we have all of our information. We have beauty tips, we have dating tips, all of that.
That was a good scrub. I hope they go and see that in the newsletter. That was a good one.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
scrub. I need you to give me a scrub for like waxing and whatnot.
Well,
Oh, like
I did.
sugaring?
I did what I did, Miss Pretty. I did get the olive oil, and you said mix the olive oil with the sugar. So
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna do that tonight because so I
Mix
can
the olive oil with the sugar and do what?
It makes make it like a slushy
Uh huh.
consistency and rub it all over your body.
All right.
Yes.
Olive oil and sugar.
Olive
Yes.
oil and sugar.
Okay. All right.
So all
Olive
right.
oil and sugar and rub it all over my butt.
Yeah. All
Now
right.
look, here's the insider. Put a little cayenne pepper in there and avoid the sweet spot, and it feels amazing on your body.
And
Oh.
avoid the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Avoid the sweet spot.
Avoid the sweet
You can't
spot,
put
Okay.
it.
honey.
Yeah, you can't put it on your face either, right?
No, no,
Okay.
not
Okay.
So
no.
from the neck down.
Neck down
All
and
right.
miss middle ground. Hello.
Oh,
the
okay. All right.
neck down and
We
with the
got
middle
1 minute
ground.
left.
Right.
Sugar and olive oil.
Yeah.
We got 1 minute left.
All right. So listen.
Woo!
Also, don't forget coming up Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. We have Living Word Ministries with Bishop Darnell Johnson, and following that we have at 12:45 we have Monterey Pentecostal Church with my mom, Pastor Mabel Hall.
All
And
right.
so you have two services live on Sunday. So make sure you tune in for that. And next Wednesday, you have the Live Wire comedy podcast with Larry Lancaster, Ray Diva, Henry Jones, and DJ A Rod. Following on that, on Thursday at 7 o'clock, you have Women's Talk Live with April J.
Sassy Scribe.
And
And
I'm Miss Pretty.
All right, so and we will, yeah, all of us, just been live. All right, so
yeah.
my final
Hmm.
thought. Here's my final thought.
Okay.
A relationship is like a house. When a light bulb burns out, you don't go and buy a new house. You fix the light bulb.
The light bulb. A
Amen in the boom
relationship is like
shakalaka.
a house.
Snap on, in other words.
Don't go buy a new house. You fix the light bulb. April's
Exactly.
final thought.
All right, y'all. So we will see you next week.
See y'all in a week.
This is Women's Talk Live with your girl April J.
I'm Sassy Scribe.
And I'm Miss Pretty.
All right,
Miss Pretty, do you know who you are? I think I'm Miss
I
Pretty.
know now.
all right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Oh, thank you. Indeed. Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.